Good morning. This is Tim, Today with Tim, for July 17th, 2020. How are you all doing today? A friend of mine posted something and I want to share it. It's about racism, and I'm giving the credit to him. He asked, why not share it? So I am. His name is Dan Myers from Rockford, Illinois, and I want to say, Dan, you hit it right on the spot. Title of this podcast is The Hypocrisy of Racism. And this is what Dan had to say. I don't know if Dan got this from somewhere or it's his words, but either way, he gets the credit for this. But I agreed, and it's totally true. It goes like this. I have often wondered about why whites are racist and no other race is. Someone finally said it. How many are actually paying attention to this? There are African Americans, Mexican Americans, Asian Americans, Arab Americans, etc. And then there are just Americans. We all are Americans, I thought. You pass me on the street and some sneer in my direction. Not all people do, but a lot do. You call me white boy, cracker, honky, whitey, caveman, and that's okay. You say that whites commit a lot of violence against you. So why are the ghettos the most dangerous place to live? You have the United Negro College Fund. You have Martin Luther King Day. You have Black History Month. You have Cesar Chavez Day. You have Yom Kippur. You have Molad al-Nabi. You have the NAACP. You have BET. If we had white entertainment television, we'd be racist. If we had White Pride Day, you would call us racist. If we had White History Month, we'd be racist. If we had any organization for only whites to advance our lives, we'd be racist. We have a Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, a Black Chamber of Commerce, and then we just have the plain Chamber of Commerce. Wonder who pays for that. A white woman could not be in the Miss Black American pageant, but any other color can be in the Miss American pageant. If we had a college fund that only gave white students scholarships, we'd be racist. There are over 60 openly proclaimed Black colleges in the US. Yet if there were white colleges, that would be a racist college. In the Million Man March, you believe that you are marching for your race and rights. If we march for our race and rights, you would call us racist. You are proud, excuse me, you are proud to be black, brown, yellow, and orange, and you're not afraid to announce it. But when we announce our white pride, you call us racist. You rob us, carjack us, and shoot at us. Not all, but some. But when a white police officer shoots a black gang member or beats up a black drug dealer running from law and posing a threat to society, you call him a racist. I am proud that you call me a racist. Why is it that only whites can be racist? There is nothing improper about this post. Let's see which one of you are proud enough to send it. I sadly don't think many will. That's why we have lost most of our rights in this country. We won't stand up for ourselves. Be proud to be white. It's not a crime, but yet getting very close. Well, I shared this post, and I think that's very true, Dan. And thank you for sharing that. And I might want to say one other thing, and this is what's going on in New York City. I was in New York City last Christmas for 2019 to see my daughter and grandchildren. I was in downtown Manhattan. I took the Hudson River cruise and saw the Statue of Liberty, walked in downtown New York. And, New York is New York. But I wouldn't be there now because I'd be in fear of getting shot. And here's one final thing about the hypocrisy of racism. When George Floyd was shot last month, there was outrage. Black Lives Matter ravaged the streets. What you see going on in Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, the autonomous zone, everything going on. But just a couple of days ago, a 1-year-old little Afro-American baby was in his stroller in New York City and Brooklyn and was shot. There was a little coverage on it. But here's, to me, the biggest hypocrisy of all. We had a national funeral for George Floyd, and George Floyd was unjustly killed by that police officer in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we just went nuts. Why aren't we going crazy today and having mass protests for that little 1-year-old innocent life that was just killed in New York, who did nothing, but was sitting in a stroller, who didn't even have a chance to have his life? Al Sharpton, where are you to have a national funeral for that little boy? If one comes up, I'd be surprised. But nothing, nothing at all. So Black Lives Matter aren't marching the streets and ripping down businesses and blowing up for that little 1-year-old boy in New York City a couple nights ago. But yet for George Floyd, the whole world went nuts. National funeral, tears, protests, anarchy. This racism issue is definitely full of hypocrisy. I'm a white man. I didn't ask to be born white. Many didn't ask to be born, but you were born. You were born into this life. Doesn't all lives matter? Really? What's really going on? And I will say one final thing before I close. Mayor de Blasio, you are a disgrace to New York City. Comrade de Blasio, you're a comrade of anarchy. You're not a comrade for the common guy, or what's going on in your city wouldn't be happening. Maybe that little boy would still be alive today, that little African American baby, which is just important as a white baby, a Asian baby, our children, my grandchildren, your grandchildren, lives are all at stake. We need to get back to some kind of normality. And I want to say thank you again, Dan, for sharing that. It's definitely very true. The hypocrisy of racism is sickening, and it's definitely hypocrisy. That's all for today. I'm Tim, today with Tim. Have a great weekend. God bless you all.